SpaceX third test flight has been live yesterday. This StarShip and the Super Heavy rocket on March 14, 2024, which is also known, as you guessed it, as Pi Day. But besides Pi Day and your favorite flavor of pie, this also marked SpaceX's 22nd birthday, with this launch that aimed to surpass the achievements of the second test flight, which encountered again some issues like booster explosion and failure to reach orbit due to an oxygen dump causing a fire in the engine bay. Now, this flight focused on several critical aspects. We're gonna focus on hot staging, which was the successful reignition of the booster's engines after separation. That was a key point of interest, especially since this failed in the previous flight. Now, as you might know, SpaceX set ambitious goals for this test flight, aiming to build one of the lessons learned from the previous launches. Their primary objectives included successfully demonstrating hot staging between the Super Heavy booster and StarShip, ensuring the boosters control descent and landing, and also conducting critical in-flight tests. These tests were designed to push the boundaries of current space travel technology, and they also included operations such as opening the payload bay door, which helped them transfer cryogenic propellant between internal tanks, and attempting an engine relight in preparation for a controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Now, when it comes to descent and landing, these boosters returns back and descending, they hoped for a soft landing. Also, Starship's continued journey into a lower inclination orbit, because they needed to perform several tests, which included, like we mentioned, the propellant cryogenic transfer. Let's just say that despite their initial delays, because they had adverse weather conditions, the launch proceeded with much anticipation. The early phase of the flight was a testament to SpaceX engineering prowess, with all engines lighting up successfully. This stunning visual to onboard and drone footage showed that all the engines powered up. So as the ascent started through the atmosphere, this was meticulously planned. They had aiming for a trajectory that would test the vehicle's capabilities to the fullest. This phase of the flight was crucial, and you know why? Because it was for setting the stage for subsequent tests and also maneuvers, like they moved their flaps in here, you know. So when it comes back to technical highlights, the flight aimed to demonstrate, they had various capabilities, such as the pest dispenser cargo operation and the belly flop maneuver that they did at high speeds. I don't know if you've seen the full video, but I'll give you some footage, because the flight was packed with technical highlights and with critical milestones, from the impressive display of the booster's controlled descent mechanism to the operation of Starship's payload bay door, dubbed the pest dispenser. Now, as you might guess, these operations provide invaluable data on the vehicle's performance and also the effectiveness of design choices. The use of these advanced prototypes, if you think about it, and how advanced we reach and what times are we living, and they were combined with the live footage, which played a pivotal role in sharing this monumental test flight with the public, because this offered a glimpse into the future again of space exploration. I mean, Musk's hopes that the Starship can end up on Mars, and we can live on it, and you can, live in orbit basically. But nonetheless, they also had challenges and observation. The test, however, made significant progress. Even though not all objectives were met, the flight's live footage provided a lot of data, like I mentioned before, because of its continued trajectories. But they had a couple of challenges, such as maintaining altitude control, engine relight failures, and they also have some potential issues with the spacecraft door mechanism that were observed during the flight. Now, there are a lot of potential for future flight improvements, of course, and the ambitious goal that these people have, that they want to do multiple flights within the year. How test-driven approach SpaceX takes towards innovation. Look at it this way. In essence, this flight represented a step forward in SpaceX development of the Starship. This provides so many crucial, I don't have words how crucial this data is for future improvements. However, despite, just like we mentioned, they had some difficulties because this is the third flight, but they still continued pressing on and testing underscore how this complexity and innovation is required if you want to advance space travel technology. We mentioned altitude control, failure to relight, and the splashdown were potential problems with the spacecraft door mechanisms. Maybe in the nearby future, especially that now we have live footage, this offered direct insight to the vehicle's performance under these extreme conditions, because when it came down, the ship's hull is covered in such a good material that it almost protected it fully. But anyway, let's look at the conclusion and future prospect. Like we mentioned, this whole first, second, and now the third Starship test flight, it represents again a step forward in the quest to revolutionize space travel. While not all objectives that they had in mind were fully met, but the progress was still made, and it's undeniable. With ambitions for multiple flights within this year, SpaceX may be my iterative approach to the development promises, and also look at some rapid advancement. As we look forward to future flights, maybe we might see some breakthroughs in space exploration technology as this industry continues to grow, which is of course a major factor driven by innovation, resilience as you've seen for engineers, and the unwavering pursuit of expanding humanity's reach beyond Earth. Who knows, maybe in a couple of years we'll be here on Mars and chilling. Or anyway,